as it relates to how people respond to each other. Even in the street, that daughter that was the police cut off her locks in her cell. We have not been hearing much about her, and her case is still there. I don't think it's Isaac Buchanan representing her again, but we have the person who is representing her to give us an update because.
Welcome to Ocktown TV. Like, share, subscribe, watch till the end.
Raining, thundering, storming outside. It looked like a woman, somebody blocked somebody's car, and fight broke out between the woman and the other woman. And then when you look on the video, you see a fight broke out in that same video there. It's a Jamaica now. Jamaica reached a stage where it's just crude and ignorant and all the behavior them where you can find. Nobody know how to deal with how you resolve conflict without violence. Nobody know how to deal with that. Everybody does feel say, from you get this, is a violent response you have to take. And we see the violent response only lead to death and destruction. And more death and destruction. I don't know, you have violence, like for instance, Trinidad, you have only heap of murder go on in Trinidad, but the behavior where we see go on in Jamaica, you know, as it relates to how people respond to each other. Even in the street, we see a video where a brother come on a stage and push off the next one off of the stage. Just like that. Just come on and just push him off. Dreadlocks brother too. Now that leave the one who get pushed off to respond. And then film friend go respond. So it's like the cycle of craziness keep going on. I want us to say really and truly it'll damage everything. It'll damage everything. Every day, every little corner you turn now, you hear of somebody missing. You hear of somebody that killed somebody because of some dispute. And it goes on and on. Or it reaches so. Or it reaches a stage where a man can't say sorry to a next one again. It like it beyond him to say sorry. It beyond him to apologize to a brethren or a sister or vice versa. Because we reach a level of crudeness then now. And you can see it in the behavior of the people them as them relate to one another upon the road. You know, where you tell one to go do with his mother, where you tell him say you go do him, if you didn't have gun, where you not do him. And people carry it out. It's not like say, I want to joke again. You know, when a man tells you, boy, who me kill you, no boy, don't take him like a joke him a make. I don't joke. Because the brain now, it looks like everybody's brain get wired a different way. People on the street, I don't know if it's after the COVID, this is happening. I don't know if it's the food where them a feed the people them, or just total frustration and feeling neglected. Total frustration. Because everybody seems to get frustrated. Everybody get frustrated nowadays. The pressure of daily living take hold of everybody. And when you hear the people them talk about what is going good and what is going good, you wonder what is happening. Because the people them stay in this situation, how can something be going good and alright and the best it ever be, ever from them take power and from this and that? Yet still the frustration and the craziness amongst the people them is so terrible. We're going to take the first break and come forward. rainy and thundery. May I tell you, rainy and thundery. So we talk about the attitude of ones towards each other in Jamaica right now. And even though we say crime increase in our whole heap of Caribbean island, we are talking about like St. Vincent, we are talking about like St. Lucia, we are talking about like Trinidad. The crudeness, the behavior of the people them in Jamaica seem to go beyond normal behavior. Every day you look and you see it. Whether a man a drive, whether a man a walk, I mean, it just is like no one have no respect for no one again. Anything goes. You don't tell a man anything when you want to tell him, and the repercussions is that him going to turn around and draw your knife or a gun, and that's the end of that. So you think it's weird, man. So me I wonder now, me I thinking of myself when I say what wait. There's so much things that go on, and we talk about the COVID. And we say, all right, the COVID done, but maybe there's a kind of tail, a wag, and a follow. The COVID saga that we could go on during the time last year and the year before. Because we see it. You know, you lock down the people, them get to come out, and then now them a take revenge upon where them did now. So you have more parties, you have more pressure upon young girls, you have incest increase, stepfather have relations with stepdaughter, and it just keep going on and on, more and more. But now we come out of it. We are talking about the COVID era, we are talking about, we come out of it, and now we say, we are wondering now, the food, me not cross out, say, the food now create a level of craziness in the people, them. Because when you see the youth, them all a drive. We're not talking about the taxi man, them now. Because even the taxi man, them are youth still, but we're talking about the youth, them. We don't even reach 35, 40 years old yet. And them you call youth. And most of them are dead. To be honest with you, I mean, any youth will listen to me now, we're in our 30s. Most ones where good at listen to me now have a brethren or a sister who are dead. Whether in a car accident or somebody get shot or stabbed. Why so much youth are dead? There's something that is happening that we still don't put a finger upon. For no, say, why this is where I cause this thing, you know, because people don't just get up overnight so I just get wicked. It's a process. It's a process. Where the psychologists them there? Where the psychologists them that study these things? You know, because the government feels the crime rate is gang related, which we now going to tell them no. But as some youth in the gang, them and them get wickeder and wickeder. Them a get terrible. But them say them have it under control. Up to the day before yesterday, I yesterday, we hear the Prime Minister say, him have it. It's because them a try use the statistics to make you feel comfortable, which is an illusion. It's a total illusion. You keep comparing last year with this year and say last year was worse. I don't feel, when I walk down the street, when I talk to people, I don't feel, say, this year better as it relates to crime and murder. I don't know which Jamaican feel like, well, the Prime Minister said murder gone down and all them something there. Me feel better. No, I don't say feel better going on. Feel better is that you have to feel better. You know, a man can't come give you poison and you don't know, and then when him turn on him say, boy, me give you poison, you know, but you so feel better. Feel better is feel better, man. And most Jamaicans don't feel good. Especially with the crime business we are going, but the government wants you to feel better by not doing anything or saying them doing something, but not getting the result that is necessary to make people feel better. You know, all them equipment with them to them have now, and the police are surveillance, this and surveillance that. All of them think they still don't add up to feel better. We want to feel better, Rasta. We live in a country where it's one of the most, I mean, when you look on the ambience of Jamaica, when you look on the water, when you're in a plane and you land in a Montego Bay, and you see the water, and you look and you see the mountainside. We have too much things that go for away to make the thing get away here. People look on Jamaica as the capital of the Caribbean. People look on outside of Jamaica. People, watch out. You have some people that out there, you know. I talk about in Africa and in Europe. They must say one of them greatest wish is to come to Jamaica. That is what they must say one of them greatest wish to come to Jamaica. The reason why they want to come to Jamaica because they hear about so much good things then about Jamaica. Because why they want to come to Jamaica is what was taking place in Jamaica then. Not now, because right now, what taking place in Jamaica just start soaking in a whole heap of people, you know. Especially the Jamaican, them, they are foreign. It started soaking into them now, say, oh, me not go back to Jamaica, sir. Too much murder down there. But you see the people them who no follow Jamaica and them family I report to them. But them and say, boy, right now, enough for their mind, Jamaica is paradise. Them people they will not have no Jamaican connection. To them, Jamaica is paradise still. But we live that's why we realize that paradise we are talking about is an illusion right now. It's an illusion right now. And it needs to fix. It needs to fix. There's certain things that is causing it to propel out of control. And it don't come down out of control already. We're going to come forward. Attitudes and behavior of Jamaican people and how it affects everybody, especially the crime wave we are passed through. You know, it's like when we hear the people them attack, it's like them not understand how the thing can solve. Why is it that the thing can't solve? Why does it go on and so? And the thing we're at, the thing we burn people, is that them a come on the TV and I tell you, oh, the thing a go down. You know, the last, what, how much, hey, I can't be talking in my mouth that piss up, you know, because certain vexation come on that, you say, what weird? Why them a tell the people them say, last year, them time, yeah, there was more murders. Me want to hear that? Me don't want to hear say last year, them time, there was more murders. Me concerned that right now, me see too much murder go on. And me want it cease. Because you can't stop murder anywhere in the world, but I mean a little island with like 3,000 people, man. The other day we are looking at the murder rate in 80. At 2,000 people, murdered in Haiti. And the population of Haiti are 10,000. Check that. The population of Haiti, 10 million, see it? The population of Haiti is 10 million. And in a 1 year, you have 2,000 people dead, murdered. In a Jamaica, the population is 3 million. And last year, you have 1,000 odd people murdered. What kind of thing that? And put on top of it, 18 a crisis. 18 a crisis, they want to sell with the belief, say, it's gang a kill people and gang this and gang that. When we know so whole heap of them think there's collateral damage because I know the people them, the people them after. They think are the people them after. And the criminal them will take over them country from foreign. The French and the American them. And sometimes you can't catch quack them, so you catch him short. 3 million people, them say in Jamaica. And we have over 1,000 murders. That means you talk about 3 people. 3 people to 1. 3 to 1. What kind of thing that? What we're supposed to feel good about? It's a lucky thing you have the little stage show them run up and all over the place and new restaurant are open. People can go have dinner and restaurant and all these things and you know you can go live certain life. Even in your ghetto, you have people who have street dance and turn up them sound in the street and I play music right at the bar edge them and all them something there. And that has saved Jamaica, you know. To really go down deep and deep in the abyss, you know. The people them are trying to find them way out by using any means necessary to relieve themselves of the madness where take place. Well, the politicians them can alleviate the problem, but yet them attack and attack and attack. The man all threaten the people them know and I say, people like all, well, them not say like all like me, but people like all me now is like we are conjure up things in other people them and inflate them, so we are inflate certain things that them are inflated. Me not inflate nothing. Anyway, we're going to come forward, you know, we're going to go to the news and come forward.
On St. Lucia Avenue in New Kingston, when he was held up by gunmen on a motorcycle who demanded his briefcase. He reportedly refused and was shot in the hand and the case taken. He's been treated at hospital. Jamaicans are being urged to get on board with the collection of plastic bottles to preserve the nation's natural environment and reduce pollution. Chairman of Recycling Partners of Jamaica, Dr. Damian King, who made the call, indicated that every year some 800 million plastic bottles, primarily used for soft drinks, are produced and distributed across the island. He said these are added to the vast pile of plastic waste from previous years, creating a significant environmental threat. Dr. King urged citizens to lead the charge to tackle the plastic bottle epidemic head-on. He was addressing a bottle drive competition at Recycling Partners Bogue Depot in Montego Bay, St. James recently. In news overseas, South Korea has passed a new law to better protect school teachers from complaining parents. Teachers nationwide have been protesting for 9 weeks, demanding more rights in the classroom. They say they are frequently harassed by parents who sometimes maliciously report them for child abuse to see them removed from their jobs. Some say they have been reported for restraining a violent child or criticized for telling a pupil off. The teachers accused parents of exploiting a child welfare law passed in 2014, which dictates that teachers accused of child abuse are automatically suspended. Under the new legislation, called the Teacher Rights Restoration Bill, teachers will not be immediately removed following a report of child abuse. Further investigation and evidence will be required. And finally, South Africa's parliament has passed a bill which would expunge criminal records for those convicted of breaching COVID-19 lockdown laws. South Africa had some of the world's toughest restrictions, which saw more than 340,000 convicted for not wearing masks, consuming alcohol, and breaking curfew, among other violations. Those who admitted guilt and paid fines will now have their records cleared. South Africans have broadly welcomed this bill. There had been numerous complaints about people missing out on employment opportunities because of their criminal records. It has to be approved by the National Council of Provinces and then signed into law by President Cyril Ramaphosa, but there is little doubt it will become law.
See there, my brethren validate it right away. Hey, them you don't know nothing about hug up and cuddle up. Hey, you ever tell her about what you talking about? The girl take you. All right, I'll answer it, but why you listen up, you know? So, here we are talking about the crudeness of Jamaican and how the thing get away. It was all leading to this poem here, where we do and play. You understand? Because when you, even in the dance, there's a kind of crudeness and almost savagery in the dance hall right now. Man and woman are dance, but me no call that dance. Because when me a dance, me have to look in my woman face. Me can't, she a bend down like she a clock. And then the man a look on him friend over there so. And all them a do is like him a ram goat. That's all that's no dance. That's no dance. Then now, if them now ram the goat, man line up with him brethren and sitting with cup in him hand or whatever him having in him hand, and the whole of them are do the same move across the dance floor. The woman are do the same thing. And the only time the man and the woman come together is when you start realizing, boy, him a ram goat. That's the only time. So you know, it's really interesting that the poetry take the back on the back. Yet still it's really a genre of Jamaican music that is very popular. Yes, very, very popular. So we're going to play this. And should do it on a rhythm where everybody know. Hey, that rhythm I didn't come before Sizzla tune, and I want to know that, you know. Yes. Anyway, you should write the rhythm. Yeah, man, that's how she do it. That's how she do it. Miss Low. Okay, so, you know, we have not been hearing about Nzinga. You know, that daughter that was, the police cut off her locks in her cell. We have not been hearing much about her, and her case is still there. I don't think it's Isaac Buchanan representing her again, but we have the person who is representing her to give us an update, because I know she's supposed to go court this month. I don't know what take place, but Miguel Lan suppose he can tell you and give us an update exactly what is going on. Blessed?
Yeah, you know.
How you do?
Yes, give thanks, give thanks.
Yeah, man.
No, Isaac Buchanan is still representing her. So he came along with me on the 12th of September to the court in Maypen, where she gave evidence.
Oh, him revert me to you still. That's why I didn't feel say.
I don't know, you know, but he is very much involved. I'm making sure that he stay involved.
All right, okay. All right, so what is happening now? Why is it that she's in court since September?
Yes, she's in court now on the 12th of September. The policeman gave evidence, you know, and he terrible things, and no case submissions were made. The judge still ruled that Nzinga has to explain her side of the story. And she did that on the 12th. She gave her evidence very, very good. Very good. She explained herself very well. And I thought very remarkable. And the judge has reserved her judgment until, I think it is the 22nd of November.
All right, hold on, Miguel.
Yes.
People here talking, and we know there was a thing that most people that say, but wait, that case never is done. What is it that she's in court for? Because a lot of people had the impression that the case is over, signed, sealed, and delivered. What is it that lead up to this? What is she giving arguments about?
She's in court. She was charged for not wearing a mask. That is what the officer said, that she did not have on a mask on the day that he saw her. Her evidence was that she was wearing a mask, but when the officer pepper sprayed a man who was in front of the taxi, the pepper spray affected her and other persons who were in the taxi. So when they came out of the taxi, they had to take off their mask. That was her evidence. And she gave that evidence that the only time she took off her mask was when the officer pepper sprayed inside the taxi.
Yeah.
And that's what the case is all about, that she's ruled, that she's charged for not wearing a mask. It's ironical that now where mask is completely
null and void. Yes.
Yes, and we're much brighter now and realize that in most cases the mask scientifically was not helping. But because of what happened when they took her to the Four Parts police station, and because that matter now is a bigger matter, when her locks was trimmed and all of that, and we have had two reports, one from the DPP, the other from the public defender, and two opposite reports.
Yes.
The DPP blamed her, the public defender exonerated her. So we have that, and the matter is being prepared to go before the civil court.
Yes.
For breach of her constitutional rights. But also because of all those issues now, the prosecution don't want to drop the case, and we are insisting that we're going to fight it to the last, and we're going to make sure she's acquitted.
Yeah. All right, so what transpired in the courthouse? Give me the blow-by-blow description.
All right. What transpired in the courthouse is that the officer said he saw her walking along the road, and she did not wear a mask. And when he spoke to her, she behaved in an outrageous manner and called him names and so on and so forth. You must see the officer. The officer is a way over a 250-pound man. There are other policemen there. And the officer, this little girl, Nzinga, weigh about 100 and less than 110 pounds.
Yes.
And yet the man admitted that he had to pepper spray her in order to restrain her, which I find very strange, very, very strange. That officers were there, more than one, and they had to pepper spray her in order to restrain her. But that is your evidence. And Nzinga is saying, no, I was not walking along the road. I was in a taxi when you pepper sprayed the man that was in the front of the taxi, who you wanted to get out, and the man wasn't coming out of the taxi. You had a problem with that man, and you pepper sprayed the man, and so caused all of us in a taxi. I used to burn us and many discomforts, including myself. And I was very angry, she said that. And I remonstrated with you all. And that was why you were all vexed. And why you took the man. The key to this case now is that they took the man to the police station. And they also took Nzinga to the police station.
And now you said the judge said what?
She will give her decision. Having heard all the evidence, she will give her decision. I think it's about I want to just pass my diary for me. I want to give you the accurate date because we don't want people to win. We want as much people to come to court. Come to court. I have my diary here now. It's in November. The 14th of November. The 14th, Tuesday, the 14th of November. That is the day when the judge is going to give her decision in the matter.
All right, the judge is going to get a decision that what? She's guilty of not wearing masks, or the police was guilty of pepper spraying the people?
She's guilty of, either she's guilty or not guilty of wearing a mask on that day.
It sounds weird, you know, because how much year, over a year now, and a mask case still a going in the court to wear or not to wear. It's amazing.
Over 2 years, and it sounds really weird. And therefore, that makes it sound very spiteful.
Yes.
In other words, you're spiting the Rastafarian community because of what took place and because of the outcry against it, of what took place at the Four Parts police station.
It's
very malicious, and it shows, it shows, the more they fight her, the more it shows malice on the part of the prosecution, including Paula Llewellyn, the Director of Public Prosecution.
Who said she never said nothing?
On her part, because she wrote a report in this matter, which was very prejudicial to Nzinga King. And to have written such a report in the middle of the case, that itself, in other words, the case was what we will call sub judice, and she wrote a report which blamed Nzinga. All was saying is Nzinga cut off her 1 ear. You know, yes, very malicious, which the public defender find no such nonsense and say we must proceed with civic. So we definitely plan to, myself and Brother Isaac, to sue the government for the atrocities against this young lady.
Yes. All right, like what we have here on the phone here. There's a case last week of a youth in Woolmars. Oh, I don't know if you hear about it. The case is that the youth go to school with him ear, the two sides them kind of shaved lower than the top. And the principal say him can't come to school with him ear looking like that. And him send for his mother, and the mother come back, and according to the mother, the principal said to her, it's film school and him running the school or him want to run it, and nobody can tell him nothing. Him not allowing back the youth in the school. You hear that? You hear about that?
No, it's first time hearing about that from you.
Yeah, man, a Woolmars Boys School. The youth, you know them youth, they cut off like the two side lower than the top.
Is that style now?
Yes. And them say the youth can't come in at the school unless him fix him here right. This is right after the government say you must discriminate against a youth because of him here. Yet till you have youth in the school, have Chinese, Indian, with them ear long gone up on them shoulder and all them something there.
Yes.
Oh, I think you never hear about it. Is that serious?
No, I never hear about it, but now that you have brought to my attention, if and when the parents or the youth get in touch with me, I certainly do something about it. Because Woolmer is one of my alma maters.
Yes.
And we did a lot of work at Woolmer, at the boys' school, at the girls' school, at the prep school, where a lot of my children went to. In mashing down this whole Babylon behavior.
Yeah.
So
I was
the new headmaster now, and we got to put him in his place because we have put other headmasters in their place to realize the rights of the children. So I take it almost personal.
Yes.
That we should behave that way.
But I talk about it when I hear that the government was saying, and my question was, all right, so if a teacher continue to persecute a student for that, what will be the consequence to the teacher? Because you can't say a child must be persecuted because him have locks, or him have him hearing or whatsoever, or a sister have her hearing African. But if the government is serious and a child go to school and is still being persecuted, what is the consequence to the teacher for perpetuating this madness against students? We don't hear them say nothing about the consequence to the teacher.
In other words, the ministry have to follow and impose sanction against
the teacher,
that principal. And if you don't impose sanction, they'll continue to behave like that.
Of course.
You have got to impose some sort of sanction against the principal, against the teacher, for depriving the children of the possibility of learning. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
I did a matter some years ago, about 20 years ago, when a particular school refused to accept a dreadlocks Rastafari child. And I wrote the ministry and demand that the ministry send somebody to the school. And the ministry did that. They sent a chief education officer to the school and let the school know, because, all these schools are supposed to be regular school, but they get most of their money from the government.
Yes.
And the chief education officer threatened that principal of that school and said, if you don't take a child, we, the government, is going to cut off the subvention that we give your school.
Yes.
And it was so much that they had to take a child, and the child finished his education.
Yes.
So unless the government ministry said, tell most schools that...
Consequence.
Yes. And not only that, serious consequences too.
Yes.
That we're going to cut off your subvention, because if you're a church school, then make the church finance you. Don't have other taxpayers' money financing you, and then you do what you like. No, you have to do what we say, and so on. So
all right.
I find the government at this time very weak, everybody. You cannot leave that decision up to principals, up to school board, and those people. You, the government, must make a policy decision.
Step in,
and tell the school what to do, not to leave it up to the school.
Yes. You can imagine that just happened little before school open, and now, just 1 week after the school open, we hear this come up again about here.
Yes.
And this is not a lax head, man. This is not a dreadlock youth.
Yes.
So, what is the argument about, Anyway, we give thanks.
Again, I say that the Ministry of Education must take a stand and direct that stand to all schools in Jamaica.
Yes.
That they must know that, because relatives will still do that, principals will still be in a certain way, because a lot of these schools are in fact church schools,
Yes, of course.
A lot of people don't know it's church schools. And as a result of that, the actual members of the board, they actually stipulate in the rules of some of these church schools that a majority on the board must be from the church. And, once church people involved, it becomes a religious argument.
Of course.
It's not an educational argument anymore. It's a religious argument.
Yeah, and most of those teachers, especially the female teachers, them, if your ear not pressed down and cream down by your head, them not see it as something acceptable.
You're so right.
Yes. Anyway, we give thanks, brethren, give thanks.
Yeah, man, we have to continue the fight, Muta. Give
of
thanks,
course.
You know?
Yes, give thanks.
Good.
Yeah, that was Miguel Lan talking about the continuous case with Nzinga, that sister that her ear was cut off in the cell by a police woman, and they rule it that is almost like them say she cut it off, and she's still in the court now because them cases she never have on a mask. Almost 2 years after, the mask thing still there over the sister head. Them say she never have on a mask, so them a charge her for not having on a mask. And she said the reason why she take off the mask is because the police sprayed about the car which she did in her. So we're going to see what will happen. I think the version said November, we're going to see what happen. This is the stepping razor, the art of war, the madness, the Duns River, Little Duns River argument, where them lock out the public out at the beach, a beach that has been bringing joy to thousands of Jamaicans. And the beach has been locked from last year or the year before because somebody killed somebody outside, not on the beach, outside. So today was a court case in St. Anne. We want to talk back to the person who was talking to Devon. I hope he's even there on the line, Devon Taylor, to find out what took place in the courthouse today. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, man.
Give thanks. Good afternoon, Mover. Big respect to all of your listeners, them on to Jamaica. Yeah. So, Little Duns River community, and the Jamaican public got their first day in court today against UDC, which is in fact the Jamaica government. So that was a great accomplishment that the community was able to drag them in front of the court. To start the whole thing. So what really transpired today is kind of like what they would call like a mention. The case was called up by the judge.
Yeah.
The judge did a roll call to make sure all of the plaintiffs and the defendants were there. And give thanks all of the 10 plaintiffs, from the Little Duns River community, including the Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, was present. What the judge did after that is the judge set another date, which is the November the 24th of this year. The judge asked them to now ask everyone to come back to the court now. All right, and so they are going back to the court now, the 24th of November, where the judge will give now lawyers on both sides an opportunity now to discuss the merit of the case.
Yeah.
And talk about all of the next steps. So it's another form like of administrative thing where they discuss first the merit of the case and determine what they need to bring forward, and then the judge kind of set some dates now where they really get into the matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. In 5 minutes, for those of the people who don't know what you're talking about and was listening last night and don't listen to Andrea because, Cabo has been at this case for how much time now, how long now, and we see Ghana courthouse now, so we give thanks for Cabo to keep at it. Yes, keep at it. What is it that is happening? Tell the people them about this Little Duns River case. What is going on? Tell me.
So what is really going on is that Jamaicans have been displaced from Little Duns River. The ones there who conduct their business have been displaced. The public who use it for recreation, for spiritual, healing, therapeutic, they have been displaced. And the displacement happened because, as I mentioned, there was a murder that happened outside on the road, and they shut the beach down, said that they were going to run an investigation. Now, after 12 months, them still don't open the place yet. They have not given the Jamaican people a reason why it's staying closed. You know what I mean? But the JCF instructed the UDC to come in and shut it down. And the UDC basically closed the gate and saying things like, you know what I mean, them never really have the necessary, permits or sanitations or the like to really operate the space. So it shifts from an investigation into a homicide, to some other reason being laid there. Despite from 1960s, you know what I mean, when the space was set up, Jamaica enjoyed this beach. And before such time, you know what I mean, and so Jamaican deserve the need to continue to enjoy this space, but have been locked out, in effect, by the government of Jamaica. And so the community now have to take the government to court to really regain their access right under what we call the prescriptive law of 1882, which says that if you use a space for more than 20 years, then you deserve the right to continue to use it in perpetuity forever. And so that is what we want to establish before the courts, that the Jamaican public have the right to access Little Duns River. And that's what we're fighting for.
Just simple that. Just access.
Yes, sir.
Just simple that. We're not trying to build up nightclub on the beach. Just want access to beer and have fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's it.
So you say the court case will be the 24th of November, you say?
24th of November 2022, we're going back down there. We had a nice little crowd come out and give thanks to the ones that comes out and support. We do see a little awakening happening. We need a bigger awakening. The media was present there. You know what I mean? One of the things worth mentioning, it is routine for the judge to ask the attorneys them if they can settle this thing outside of the court, then it is best. So, that was said to both sides of attorneys. If you can reach a settlement outside of the court, then you can go ahead and do it. Now, I would say that...
No, hold on. What is the government arguing about the beach? What them say about why? What them saying?
Well,
I know the people them want it open, but what the government saying them want it closed? Stay locked?
No, the government has not said anything. Okay, but what the government has been doing, which is actions speak louder than word, is the government have been selling lands that are owned by the Commissioner of Land, are owned by the government to private interests. Okay, and in so doing, under Jamaican law, that private interest can fence the property and block the public out. Okay? So the government right now is not really advocating, is not really providing access and easement across lands for Jamaicans to get to the beach. And so we're having a problem with our own government because they are part of the problem why Jamaicans don't have free and, unfettered and general rights of access.
I am putting it to you that there is some deal going on with a private company and for that beach to be transformed, just like the same Bob Marley thing. There's some deal with the government that hotel round the side of the Bob Marley beach. They're going to put up big hotel, so they have to clear out the kuro them off of the beach so as to continue them capture land, to capture the land according to them. So I think that is the same thing that happened to Duns River, Little Duns River there,
Yeah, well, we as Jamaicans, we now go roll over and make them think.
No.
Mechanism in the law.
Fight to the last.
That we are exercised. And we have to give thanks for the eye to give us the opportunity to really hear these things out into the public. You know what I mean? That's saying that Jamaicans need to be, advocates. We need to defend our rights because, nobody can own the sea. Nobody can own the beaches. Okay? These are treasures of the land. And if they are treasures from the land, then the people of the country must have access to them. Now, what we do see happening, and as we mentioned first night, there are more than 275 leases that have been given to villas and hotels and guest houses and private interests across the island. Okay, and these exclude Jamaicans from accessing these spaces unless you can pay $500 and $1,000 a night. You can check in a hotel, check in a villa, and then you can use the space. And that is unacceptable and madness. And as the IPAN pointed out last night, wall below in the sea, so you can't even freely...
Yeah, man, you have hotel where you build wall in the sea. How is that possible? That legal, Virgin?
You know, these things we need to start challenge in court. But one of the things where the government do, right? So you will see cottage a building at the sea. How can a cottage building at the sea if the government don't give them the permit? If the government don't give them a lease? The government is complicit in the problem.
Of course.
And we cannot operate like that as a nation. You know what I mean? These are the treasures that everybody is supposed to enjoy. You're supposed to enjoy your river and your river bank them. You're supposed to enjoy your sea and your seaside them. You know what I mean? And there are economic opportunities indeed for the larger Jamaica. Instead, it has been shut down only to what? The oligarchs and the rich.
Yes.
I mean, they can't continue motor.
No, we have to fight. Anyway, give thanks, Virgin.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for the opportunity.
I will not stop for light up, you know. 24th of November. We're not stop for light up. All right, give thanks.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Give thanks.
That was Devon Taylor talking about what transpired at the St. Anne's Courthouse this morning as it relates to the Little Duns River beach that was locked to keep out the whole nigger them off of the beach because them want to them big friend to take it over, to still keep out the Jamaican people off of the beach because that is them colonizing the beaches around Jamaica. That is what them doing, colonizing the beaches for them friend and them white friend them are coming from foreign where them called tourists. Is that them a do? You know, last night as we are talking about that, remember the 500 truckload of sand. Every time I hear this thing I have to laugh, you know. Can any listener remember that 500 truckload of sand was taken from a beach, I think it was in Trelawney, and you never hear came about it again? 500. You know what it means to take even 5 truckload of sand from a beach? Not to mention 500 truckload. I know all people are the first time I hear about this. And I'm not making no mischief. It was reported that 500 truckload of sand was taken from a beach. No, I put it to you that sand was carried to a place where they was building hotels and it never have no beach. So they have to go make a false beach to secure themselves as a beach and sun and sea resort. And no one was arrested. No one was charged for it. That is the heights of criminality. This is the stepping razor, the art of war.
Nor have any suspects been apprehended. The perplexing nature of the crime and the subsequent lack of resolution ensured that this incident captured international attention. The theft of an entire beach became a subject of intrigue and captivated the world's imagination. Such was its impact that the incident even found its way into the popular Ripley's Believe It or Not comics later that year.
All right, so I hope you've been hearing it. You hear it, Shane? Tell me if you hear it good enough.
Yes, yeah? Man, loud and clear, man.
All right, so for those of you who don't believe what I say 500 truckload of sand get moved from a beach, and up to this day, no government, no police, nothing can tell me where happen, who do it, where them carry it go. And you tell me say no something go so. Something goes so you mean, when we say something goes so mean say, nobody don't know, a joke business. A joke business. It take man to dig the sun and throw in at the truck. It's a company supply the truck them with the driver them. You have people who did want the sun and all these things. Yet still years after, we are here say, everything go cool, that is the end of that. One whole beach missing. You know, you don't matter them put it in a Ripley, believe it or not. Yeah, it was an international thing. It was only that Jamaica that could happen. Only that Jamaica that could happen. And when them attack, this and attack, that. And we have many more things can mention to where them start scratch the surface of corruption and madness and craziness we go on inside of this country. Yes. And we ask the question, who are the culprits that is doing these things continuously? All them guns with them take from half of the wharf. How do we know that those guns don't go back to the people them where the gun them was registered to? Because I still wrap my head around it. How come a man find a container with whole heap of gun on the wharf and him call the newspaper, call the media to take picture and then give statement out of the wharf? That means that the man could all stand up there and watch all of this. The man who the gun come to could all stand up there and watch all of this unfold. And him just a smile and vex him way because I say, the money gone down the drain. And I know little guy do these things. It's either a drugs man who have whole heap of money can buy so much gun, or one of those private sector men who decide that them are going to make the thing unstable, that them can't do certain things I don't know. And the gun them is in the hands of the police. Yes. I want to believe what the politician. Where the hell is these guns? Where the hell is these drugs? These cocaine that them find that are the outer Rakabesa? Where the cocaine, we know where the money they where them find. Because them did start watch some of it with the SSL until someone come in and trip in and say, all right, we'll give back the people their money. That let them off of the, I tell you, jackass at the world no level. This is the cutting edge. Sorry, stepping razor. And we'll go into music news. Njeri, Njeri, means anointed. Nika, Nneka. We give them name already. But I don't know. Nneka, Nneka, Nika means tender. Noni, Noni, Noni. Noni means gift of God. And Sadio, Sadio, S-A-D-I-O, Sadio, means pure. So that's Kashka, K-A-S-H-K-A, Kashka, means friendly. And Ifoma, I-F-O-M-A, Ifoma, means lasting friend. So that's Kala, Tal, Morika, M-O-R-I-K, means curious. Kashka, K-A-S-H-K-A, means friendly. And Ifoma, I-F-O-M-A, Ifoma, means lasting friend. Yeah, so we have a breaking news here. We want to tell you that most of you must have heard now about this thing that is going on in the Parliament with the Speaker of the House about a car that she never give account for with certain things, you know, them way there. So when name Golden, yesterday them walk out of the house and say she must come off of the bench until them can clear it up. Well, today, Mutabaruka, Speaker of the House and Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, she resigned. She decides that she's going to resign because really damage her reputation, and she just resigned. So why you know that? Mutabaruka, Speaker of the House, Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, resigned. That will lead to our next conversation. Again, one thing lead to the next.
And Mota, she resigned as Speaker of the House and also as Member of Parliament.
That me say. Me never say that.
Yeah, man, but me just make it clear that at the both positions she resigned from.
She resigned from Speaker of the House and a Member of Parliament for South Trelawney. Because she said, her reputation done spoil up already. And even though she keep telling them, say, she honestly didn't remember. And I know those things can happen still, but if you get concession because you're a Member of Parliament and a politician, those things, you can't forget them. You know, see it. And like me, sometimes I don't remember to pay my water rate or my light bill. And then, it's not, that it was the light bill, the flow bill. Them people have a way to remind you, you know. Them just slow down your internet service, you know. And you there, I wonder how your computer gets so slow. I wonder if too much load upon it. And you say, but wait, it's too slow, Rasta. And you go call them, you know, they tell you, say, oh, your bill gone 2 days over. So, me know, say, from now on, and I watch it from last year, anytime I see the internet thing go down, I have to check what time of the month it is. Yeah, I have to check it. The light bill are different thing. Them lock off where they want to lock off, whether you owe a bill or not, them just choose to lock off where they want to lock off. This lady, I don't know her who should be. Them say she's the Member of Parliament and she's the Speaker of the House. I mean, she plead her cause. And very, very, she never ever show, like say, she care where Golden did I say. She just say, boy, she do the thing and it's like, do what I want to do then, because me don't tell you, say, me never remember. And them say, if you claim, say, you don't know the law, that don't absolve you from the law. Yes. What them call ignorance of the law. If it's not ignorant, shall plead not remembering. But that is what is happening today. Yes, she has resigned from Speaker of the House and Member of Parliament. So, there, that is that. We'll go back to normal programming. I noticed that Damian Marley just do over a Beatles song the other day, and now I see brother come do a next Beatles song. I want to probably hear Ziggy with a Beatles song. Something weird. Hey, them people are not easy, you know. Them people are not easy at all. Apart from them, I talk about gender neutral. Means say, gender neutral means say there's neither boys nor girls. Because boy, if you want to be a girl, you can just say you're a girl and you're accepted. And if you want to be a boy, you can just, as a girl, you just say you're a boy and you're accepted. Well, the trend now is that a whole heap of people is now saying that I'm a certain kind of animal. I don't know if I mentioned it more than one time, you know. A little boy go to school with a litter, you know, that thing what cat use. And I'm in the classroom and the teacher said, can't bring the litter inside it, so. And him start to meow, meow. And the teacher said, no, you can't do that. And him carry, him family, actually, carry the teacher go to court. And him win. So him a discriminate against the cat. Well, you know what I know? Thousands of people identifying as dogs. You hear that? Them identifying as dogs. Well, them gather have a barking, howling convention in Germany, Berlin. Nothing can go so, though. No, the white people are easy. No, some can go so. Somebody called me and tell me there's a fake news me I read now, please. Because me know you have people now, I say them is, when them are 50, them say them are 14. And you have to just accept say them are 14. A 50-year-old man come to you and say him is 14. It's a terrible thing. But now you have people, thousands of people are gathered, and a bark and a owl at a convention, claiming that them is really dog. And you must accept them as dog. Boy, I tell you, that thing, it really get a messy way. I don't know how the young people them now go and adapt to this world that we say moving towards it. I don't know how them going to adapt to it because everything is not nothing again and nothing is everything. And you can't lick against it. A man who you know says a man come to you, the next day I say him is a woman and you have to accept him as a woman. That is total madness. That's something where, I mean, there's no word to describe that damage to that brain. And now people are run up and down the place and I go, whoa, 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 whoa. And I back to them a dog. Terrible thing. Anyway, listen up. Top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, add pick. And cash pot drive times draws. Up next is a serious thing. What is it that is driving these forces? People, apart from man a lie down with man, and woman a lie down with woman, you have now man say him a 40, man say him a 50. Man who are 50 say him is now 15. And him want a 16-year-old girlfriend. So pedophile not coming at that again, you know. That X-out pedophile, that trend. Well, I know, yeah, I know about Ocha still, but I call one another dog. Yes, them call one another dog. So them right in line with the madness. Just that none of them now go whoa, whoa, whoa yet. But them sometimes them behave like dogs. Yes, especially when it come on to the female, or them behave to the female. But then again, them call the female bitches, bitch. All of these things. Language, very important to how you perceive and conceive different things and ideas that is put to you. And we have to really take a stop because now we see this thing about Duns bag. And youth a walk, a claim say, it's something. So when you hear now, big people, I go around the place and I go, whoa, 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 like them a dog. And you can't tell them so them are no dog. Because if you discriminate against them carry to court. It no reach us so yet, you know, but rest assured, it going to reach her. Just like all the transgender thing a reach her. Yeah, where my brethren say, him going to a bathroom and it distinctly mark male, female. And him going to the male part. And, you know, you can't weave in this little thing with them up on the wall, you weave there. Him tell you weave and him say, a girl come inside. And him look, him say, why, him don't know what he say, you know. Him say, you know, I'm not used to this thing, you know, I'm not used to it. Because none of we can't get used to that. You in a male bathroom and you see some woman who are coming there. You know, it's kind of weird, man. It's weird. But that is what people will accept little more without reservation. Them will accept it. Yes, them will accept it because Simeko, them say you can't talk too much about gays and what gays is doing. It's see, but then we're going to tell you, say, boy, right now, you are persecuting the transgender group. How much gender you have, man says, it's 2 gender you have, 2 gender. Male and female. But now them are turning it round. Them turning it round. And then you get persecuted for that. What me say? You get persecuted for it. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. This is the stepping razor, the art of war.
This in the wake of mounting pressure from the opposition, civil society groups and the private sector for her to step down following an Integrity Commission report which recommended that she be charged in relation to allegations of a false declaration to the Commission. More in the report from Natalie Campbell.
In a statement today, Mrs. Dalrymple-Philibert said, over the past 2 days, she read the Integrity Commission's report detailing the circumstances of the omission of a motor vehicle from her statutory deduction and took note of the public sentiments on the issue. She said, nowhere in the entire report has the Integrity Commission raised any question or concern about the source of funding of the vehicle, which was purchased through a loan from Sagicor Bank. According to the statement, the vehicle was never sold or transferred to anyone in the past 7 years, although there was nothing preventing her from doing so after the 3-year mandatory restriction was lifted. She maintained that the omission of the vehicle was a genuine oversight on her part. Mrs. Dalrymple-Philibert said there would have been no allegation against her had she included the vehicle in her declaration. Therefore, she had no motive to deliberately omit it. She said, since the Integrity Commission has decided to charge her criminally for an omission, she has considered the damage done to her reputation and decided to tender her resignation both as the Speaker of the House of Representatives and Member of Parliament for South Trelawney with immediate effect. Mrs. Dalrymple-Philibert said what has happened to her could have happened to any other Member of Parliament, public servant or civil servant. She said, as a woman, maintaining a family, and as a Member of Parliament, the Speaker of the House of Representatives and managing partner of a law firm, the toll it has taken is immense. She stated that her decision to resign is entirely voluntary and not at the request of anyone. She added that she remains a loyal and committed member and supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party, and more particularly to the Andrew Holness-led administration. Mrs. Dalrymple-Philibert said she is looking forward to the trial of the matter in a court of law rather than a court of public opinion.
The Integrity Commission said the House Speaker did not include the vehicle in her declarations between 2015 and 2021. Therefore, the declarations were inaccurate and incomplete. The opposition People's National Party and other stakeholder groups called for the House Speaker to resign following the tabling of the Commission's report on Tuesday. Today, the PSOJ noted that the issue of corruption has been a grave concern in the country for years. PSOJ President Michi Siaga said corruption has cost the country billions and the government must take action against it.
We continue to be committed to transparency and would like to stress that this will be our stance regarding any named public official who has been charged. Jamaican citizens have long been concerned about the issue of corruption in our country. It is imperative that the government takes action to combat this problem and hold public officials accountable for any misuse of their office or public resources. Corruption is costing Jamaica significant amounts of money annually, projected to be over $100 billion, which is equivalent to 5% of our annual GDP. It is of utmost importance to remember that all individuals are equal under the law. Therefore, anyone found guilty of any misconduct related to the current investigation should face legal action in accordance with the rule of law.